Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
Ai, ko te iri, ko te urunga tū, ko te urunga pai, ko te urunga mā tike tike, ko te urunga mā rangaranga e hika mā matike maranga. Nau mai and welcome to the 2020 Bunnings Warehouse Junior Touch National Championships. And we have a huge game coming up between Bay of Plenty and Waikato Black in this under 16s girls game. And I have joining me today two of New Zealand's finest. E hoa B-Man, welcome.
Tēnā no tātou katoa, tēnā koe te aorere pewhārangi. Look, I'm absolutely privileged to be here, spectating this game against Waikato and Bay of Plenty, who are really well known in our touch community, especially Waikato in the female grade, and I'm looking forward in particular to the Bay of Plenty girls on how they get on today.
Awesome, and I have with me also today in the commentating booth, Maya, who can give us a bit of background on our referees today.
Yeah.
And talk to us a little bit about what we might not be seeing out there, what they'll be aiming to do.
This is the real crucial day for referees, day 2 of the tournament. Appointments for finals, which a lot of referees, most referees are heading for, that happen on Sunday. So this is the day that those appointments really are signed off by the coaching staff. So the referees had a whole day of touch yesterday, would have been given some feedback around what they need to work on, and heading into today they really need to tick those boxes if they want to get the finals that they're looking for.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and we have here in this Bay of Plenty side the older brother of founding member of the Wairere Touch team. Reese Ngawati is our assistant coach, who is the older brother of the late Chase Ngawati, stalwart in the touch community and a leader amongst the current national club champions, Wairere. So he has a daughter playing in this Bay of Plenty side. So we'll look to see the tuku iho, the handing down of this touch knowledge. But looking over to this Waikato side, a lot of fresh young talent coming through, and we know the systems they do have down in the Waikato area with the likes of Holly Graham and Mita Graham taking control down there, and they've had a lot of success in these recent years.
Growing up in the Mighty Thames Valley, we often got to see a lot of Waikato and Bay of Plenty and played a lot of touch against them. Unfortunately, almost never ever winning against them. So really strong provinces when it comes to touch in the central North Island.
So as our 2-minute music comes to an end, it's a bit windy out there today. Overcast day as well, so the heat won't be a factor as we see Waikato controlling the ball, making their way up the field. working towards their first attacking set. See them coming to this right side. Nice little quickie play there. But the defence was onto it.
Yeah, that was a nice little play there from Waikato. Kate Finlay stepping outside and trying to dive under. Good touch there from the Bay of Plenty team. Nice solid start from the Waikato girls. Let's see how Bay of Plenty go.
Making their way over to their sub-box. They would have started with their strongest defensive side. Now getting some fresh legs on. Working towards an attacking play here towards the end of the set. Nice scoop here by number 16. Breaking the line. Looking to find the mate. But that's a promising sign early on by Tawharautia Magavi.
That's a beautiful set to go from one end to the other and be able to have a crack on the end of it. Unfortunately, she couldn't connect right at the end and find someone to touch down, but what a great set for the Bay of Plenty girls. We just see a ref coming on here. You can't quite see her on her screen. She's joined us from South Africa. Hannah Shepherd, she's been refereeing for 5 years and she's come over here to further develop her refereeing. Henry Labrashkakni from North Harbour, he's created some academy with the South African Touch Association and he's brought a number of South African refs over. So he's doing a great job trying to help develop South African touch and it's great to have her over here with us.
Awesome. So there's no shortage of talent in our referees as we see Waikato claim the first try of this match. It's a nice little scoop play here from the 10-metre line. And we see, sorry, I didn't quite catch the number. B-Man, promising signs early on for this Waikato side.
Yes, definitely a promising side. What you can tell nice and early in the game is that both squads are coached really well. And so you can see clearly they have great policies on the attack and defense. And so therefore, I think it's going to come down to who can make the least mistakes throughout the game.
So ball possession will be important towards the back end. We haven't seen too much of Bay of Plenty down this end of the field. It's been all Waikato with the attacking plays. But Bay of Plenty have looked promising earlier on, making some good yards in the orange zone as fresh legs come on for this Waikato side. To set up. As you said, B-Man, those little errors creeping in. That'll be the difference between these two sides.
Yeah, that's right, Te Aurere. So a little bit of a mistake there from Waikato. The Bay of Plenty girls did put a lot of pressure on their defense, so hopefully they get an opportunity if they finish off with quality yards here on the set.
Bay of Plenty coming through, working their way up the field. This is their first time down this end in the green zone, setting a play to attack. Nice sweeping play there and easily put down by number 3, Marshall Ngawati, who strikes back for the Bay of Plenty.
Beautiful little setup there by Kaya. Set her made up. Step back, straight under. Gorgeous.
No doubt Dad Reese Ngawati will be happy in the sub box. Her daughter dotting down to get first points on the board for this Bay of Plenty side. As we see Waikato to make their way up the field to set up for this 3-3 play. They like to come to this short side with this diving play, and they've found success
Cape
through it.
Finlay, this is the exact same setup they had in the very first set of the game that Waikato had, except this time Cape Finlay getting herself in better space so that when she did get the ball back, she was a bigger gap for her to go in behind the defender. Great setup by Waikato. 2-1, game on.
Bay of Plenty back with the ball now. Making their way down the sideline. They look to come back to the middle to set up a play. They have the speedster there, number 4, with a nice long left to right, right to left, sorry. And they're going to give it, B-Man.
Yes, that was a great touchdown. It did start from a good yards down the field, which created the opportunity for the Bay of Plenty girls. But that was a fantastic finish and a dive right in the corner there, which brings our scores to 2 each.
Yeah, I like the way Kyra Maui Black there ran the ball and took that outside lane. I'm not too sure if the Black and the McGarvey are related to our All Black Sevens player Ngarohi McGarvey Black. No doubt there's some whanaungatanga there.
And a talented wano for sure.
Touch is definitely in the blood. So we see Waikato here coming in with a backdoor. Both sides seeing a bit of success with this backdoor, and I think they're going to give it.
And that was a beautiful dive going underneath by Rua. Clearly both teams are looking at the low game, which there are some talented girls that can execute that with the winds picking up. And so making stops is going to be a big emphasis, I'm sure, on the coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. That short game is paying dividends early on in this first half. Like Sean Brown said, the wind is picking up out there, so they will look to keep it tight in the middle. Here's another backdoor by the Bay of Plenty. Nice little tip on there, but unfortunately...
It's quite refreshing actually to see the close-in unders game. I know 10 years ago, it's showing how old I am, it used to be all there was, quickies and step backs and diving under, and we sort of lost that over the last 6 years. And not for me to say whether it's good or bad, but it's really exciting. And these two provinces definitely were provinces that were really good at that, particularly Bay. So it's been quite refreshing to see the girls go back to that.
Absolutely, and it's good to see at such a young age they're playing eyes up footy. No doubt they would have had some set yards patterns and some set striking plays. But these girls are good enough to look up and see what the opposition is presenting to them before making a decision. Bay of Plenty here are awarded a penalty, so they'll look to tie it up here. 7 minutes to go in this first half.
Tell you what's impressed me, we're only just over 8 minutes through the game, but on the transition phase of the game, both teams have been pretty solid, pretty accurate. There's been 2 turnovers that were close together, dropping the ball and the roll ball, but other than that, really solid, and that's really impressive that these girls have that accuracy in their game.
Absolutely, as we see Rautangi Pitiroi there, looking for that 33 play. Quickie down the middle. Here's another backdoor. Coming down back to the short side with a follows play there.
Yeah, something I've been really impressed with over the years is how much the game has developed amongst our young female players. With some of those plays that they're running, they're real technical plays, and you've got to have some high-level skills to be able to execute some of those. And some of these girls, especially in the Bay and Waikato area, have some fantastic skills. Obviously, they must have some fantastic coaches, which I'm sure you would know a couple there, Te Aorere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are very lucky here in New Zealand to have some good coaches going around at the moment. So we see Waikato killing the ball there. It's not a bad way to finish the set, because it means Bay of Plenty have to waste 1 or 2 touches just to get to their sub-box, to get some fresh legs on. Marshall Ngawati there, dictating play. Finally, their subs come on the 4th set, on the 4th touch, sorry. Look to get a scoop here. Some good hands.
Yes, there's some great hands. And as the pressure builds out throughout the game, I just wanted to ask a question of our professional referee, who we have in the box. Can you talk about some of the pressures that some of the referees go through throughout these big games?
Yeah, so obviously the main pressure is the physical pressure of the game. I mean, can't imagine there's a sport out there where a referee is under such physical pressure. I mean, you've got players sprinting at you forwards while you're having to go your fastest backwards. The other is around the communication. Yeah, while only one person makes a touch, you're trying to communicate to all the players that are on the defensive line and set that up ultimately to create the space for the attacking team so there can be a game of touch. So there's a heap of pressure there, but the better the team of 3 referees work together, the better the outcome is.
We're very fortunate here in the commentary box, and those of us watching at home, to have 2 experts, not only a coach and a player, but also a referee's perspective, just to give us an insight of what's actually happening out there. Not only what the players are doing, but what the coaches and the officials, as we see Bay of Plenty making their way up the field. Nice little loop play down the short side there. I can't say I've seen a 21 loop in a while there, B-Man.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was a bit of a off-the-cuff type of play. So the girls executed some skills, and for number 14 to go through untouched, I'm sure the coaches will be happy with that to tie the ball game up at 3 apiece.
Yeah, with just 3 minutes left in this first half, Waikato will look to strike back here. And no doubt, Bay of Plenty will look to stop the ping pong. That's not the way to do it. They've given a penalty early on in the set, allowing Waikato to have a full set of 6.
Let's see what Kate Finlay can do here. She's been a cornerstone of the attack so far this half. Trying to set up Chantel, not quite. Ooh. So that call there is just body over the ball. The player didn't get the torso of their body over the ball, but rather just planted the ball on the ground and moved to the side. So in touch, you must get your body, your torso, over the ball.
Yeah, we've seen some great consistency, not only throughout this game, but throughout the whole tournament with the referees. No doubt they would have sat down and made their goals clear. We've seen that body over the ball, staying square with the try line, shoulders square, and also the forward pass off the ruck is something we've seen as we see Bay of Plenty take the line, and they're going to give it to the number 9, Kaya Napier. Nice little play here with a half scoop.
The Waikato number 1 just finding herself behind the line rather than on, or just lifting up from the line. So that created the space for the Bay of Plenty player to touch down right in front of her.
Waikato hot on the attack, looking to stop this ping pong, to get one back just before the half. Just over 1 minute left to play. Good defence there by the Bay of Plenty. Get the ball back. Look to make their way over to the sub box. Get some fresh legs on. Hopefully set up for a nice scoop as we see Marshall Ngawati chewing up the yards down the sideline there. 45 seconds left. B-Man, as a coach, what would you be looking to implement?
For myself, as you would know, a lot of the game happens through the field. And so for yards, as one of the girls have been hit, yards is a big part of the game. So completing your sets of 6 is very vital, which the Bay of Plenty girls have had a great yardage game throughout this first half. And also defence. And it seems like our Waikato player's been hit in the eye there.
Yes, we watch the replay. There's no malice in it. Oh, the shoulder. Bit of friendly fire there. You hate to see it. just before half-time. She's coming back to. She'll make her way over to the sub box. She has her ice pack. And it gives a bit of time for both teams to go back into the sub box. As you said, B-Man, a good start from the Bay of Plenty.
Oh, look, it's been a fantastic start from the Bay, and like I said earlier in the game, both sides come from two provinces that are proud touch provinces, and obviously they have quality coaches in their areas, and they've both been playing some fantastic touch with the score lines nice and close. Bay of Plenty done a good job to peg one back after being down by a couple touchdowns, but we're looking forward to a cracker of a second half.
Absolutely, and Waikato showing a lot of hunger out there. They went down to Waikato Red 11-2. They also went down to Counties Manukau 10-1, and also down to the other counties team 11-0. So Waikato Black here out there looking for their first win. Maya, what would they be saying in their box?
I think they'd be saying probably more of the same. I think their attack's actually been not too bad. They're probably at around about 50%. Their yards through the field has been pretty good. I think they've only turned the ball over twice through the yard, so probably just more the same. And the work on in the second half probably more around the defence, trying to limit Bay of Plenty's opportunity down on their attacking line. So I imagine that's what the coach is saying. I hear you read out the Waikato results, and while they're probably not the ones they would hope for, it takes me back to a few years ago when we brought a team here and we got a wild card entry and we come 13 out of 14, and then the next year we went on to make the finals. So this
Amazing.
Waikato team, I bet you as they've gone through the campaign so far, that over the last day and a half, that they've really grown, and most of those girls, I wouldn't be surprised to see them back here next year in the same grade and dominating and putting up score lines that have been put up against them.
Absolutely, and we saw a similar story just before in the mixed grade with Kapiti Horowhenua coming out looking for their first win of the tournament, but also looking at what they're doing in the Ōtaki region with their Raukawa Kirunga, the mixed team, having a lot of success in the past in that mixed grade, and especially at the Māori national tournament, with winning 5 in a row there. So it's good to see that at such a young age they're getting this experience and they're out here looking to learn and looking to grow in this game.
I'm not sure if you've seen at half-time, but the Bay of Plenty almost didn't have a half-time break. They were straight back out, ready to roll. So they say body language is a big thing in terms of your intent. I'd be really interested to see how Bay of Plenty go in this half. They were ready to go, I think, 20 seconds after the half-time buzzer went. Here they go, attacking the line, down through the middle. 33 pick. Ooh,
Yeah, they're going back to her, Marshall Ngawati. She seems to be one of the deadly strikers here for this Bay of Plenty side, along with number 1, Pitiroi, Rautangi Pitiroi. Is that other sweet play? Well, Waikato are onto it. They need to be careful here. They've gone back-to-back penalties, 4 offside. Can you give us a bit of an insight as to when someone is sin-binned or sent off for being offside more than once?
Yes, it's not common, but there is the rule in the rule book around 2 infringements not moving forward on the scoreline during that same set, then a player is removed to the side until their team next gains possession. It's not one that is common, it's not one that's seen. It's probably half the refs don't even know it's a rule, but as you've seen just down there, Waikato penalised twice for not moving forward, and so therefore one of their players was removed to the side. Well, I believe that was 4 anyway. They've got 6 on at the moment, so maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe one of the Waikato girls just gave a little bit too much chip to the ref.
And Bay of Plenty capitalise on these back-to-back attacking sets. Waikato are doing it hard at the moment. Nice little chopping line there, B-man, by the number 9, Kaya Napier. He's been impressive in the first half.
She has, and that was a beautiful try, beautiful touchdown, which was set up by Marshall Ngawati. So that brings our score to 5-3. But I did want to give a shout out to all the whānau at home who are watching their daughters, their nieces, their sisters on live stream television watching sport. For these kids, what a huge opportunity to be able to expose themselves to a high level and especially to an online audience, which is definitely something of this age.
Absolutely, and it must bring a lot of confidence to these players, not only to play at the Nationals at such a young age, but to also be live streamed on platforms such as Facebook and YouTube with thousands and thousands of viewers tuning in. So it must bring a bit of confidence to this, to these players. No doubt there would have been a few nerves as that 2-minute music played out.
No doubt, a few nerves. And is it a coincidence that the makeup and the straightened hair and the good looks come out on live stream? Doesn't seem to happen in any other game.
Yeah, and I've noticed the ribbons in the hair has been a feature this year for the girls.
Yeah.
And the Bruce Lee headband for the boys. It's been the go-to style at this Nationals.
Well, as you know, Te Aorere, if you look good, you play good. And I must say, you do look good.
Waikato back on the attack here. A little fumble in that ruck. Yeah, and the ref has picked it up. Handing the ball back to the Bay of Plenty. I think Waikato need to be a bit more cautious here. They are down by 2. They don't want to let this game slip away from them.
Just going back to the conversation you and B-Man were having around the playing online. I was with the Thames Valley crew there on the online game just previous to this one, and they were in their tent doing their hair and putting on deodorant. And I was like, you do realise they probably can't smell how bad you are through TV. Of which he looked quite stunned to think that that was the case.
Bay of Plenty back on the attack there.
Kaya Napier, she's definitely got herself more involved in the second half. She's quite quiet in the first half, but she's scoring the last try for Bay of Plenty and trying to set that one up there.
Yeah, showing some great fundamentals as well. Nice little catch pass there. Good to see at such a young age.
Ooh, what's the
Bit
ref
of a
gonna
tackle
go?
there.
Which way is he going to go? Referee just feeling number 14 from the Waikato had dropped the shoulder into the defender and made contact that was more than the force allowed her to. Just looks like it's a chili bin, not a sin bin or anything further than that. I actually thought it was just a good yard. They have plenty great opportunity, fresh set, just out from the scoreline. Napier here involved again.
Little errors starting to creep into the game now.
Really important set for Waikato. Been on their line 3 of the last 4. They'll need to get down the other end and hopefully finish with a crack.
Nice little goose step there. Touch 4. They have their fresh legs on and great pressure D by the Bay of Plenty to stop that rolling.
Yeah, that's excellent there. As you see, Waikato turning the ball over on the halfway. That's not the result that they would have been after, but that's as a result of fantastic defence by the Bay of Plenty girls.
And they turn their defence into attack here. They've been great on transition, this Bay of Plenty side. Shows some good maturity and good attitude just to get on with the mahi.
As we approach the 4th quarter of the game, this is a very big set from Waikato.
Yeah, nice little inside pop there. Watch it again. Just the check out and check back in. But the defense was up to it. And here's Waikato, bringing some fresh legs on. Looking to capitalize. They can get one here shortly, B-man. They'll be right back into this one.
Yes, that's right. And we have a scoop down the edge, which the coach would be happy with that. On the back of great defense on the line and completing their set on attack. So if Waikato can hold the Bay of Plenty girls out, they may have an opportunity to try and turn the momentum their way.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess that's the second best thing from scoring a try, is to kill the ball in the opposition half and get a good set of defense. But we see Bay of Plenty, running a nice little cut play there. But the defense was up to it. Waikato now making their way up the field. It's good to see discipline. Handling errors are low, have been low throughout the game. Completion rate and possession by both teams. As I say, that commentator's curse will get you.
Looking across the board with all the bandages and strappy tape on all these girls, there's a lot of effort out there today. Girls putting their bodies on the line.
Absolutely. We've talked a lot about fitness over the last 2 days. And this is the back end of the tournament when it comes into it. 74 teams over 3 days. They have Plenty with a nice right to left pass, but the ref is going to call it back. The touch and pass. But fitness is key. Fitness is king in this game.
And I've been really impressed with the variations that Bay of Plenty girls have been throwing at Waikato. There was a nice 32 loop play with the attempt to go over the top, but with the winds, it may not have been the best option. But some of the attacking variations I've seen throughout these two teams have been outstanding.
Waikato now through there. Striker, Chantal, Avery.
You can really see a difference in the intensity between the two teams. Bay of Plenty seem really sharp and raring to go, and Waikato almost look like they've had to work so hard on the defensive line that they're just struggling to find that little bit extra energy to get off their line and get attack. The effort's fantastic. They've dug deep and grinded in this first part of the second half, but the Bay of Plenty girls look really sharp.
Yeah, absolutely. The momentum certainly with this Bay of Plenty side as they throw a nice little left to right to score in the corner.
Beautiful left to right. I'm not even sure I can throw a right to left like that. I guess that's why I ref.
So you talked about that momentum. It's definitely with the Bay of Plenty side. I've also spoken about the ebbs and flow of the game. It only takes a little spark from one player, a nice little positive touch or a good save. It's what Waikato have been waiting for someone to put their hand up.
Missed opportunity there. They had a set starting from halfway and just unfortunate handing area in the ruck there. Bay of Plenty have done this well on the end of their yards and making a lot of ground up that left-hand side of their attack. Leading themselves with 2 touches here. See what they set up.
Nice scoop there. And a good connection there between Chalise Bryce and Kyra Burns.
I think Chalise must have heard B-Man's comment around throwing long balls in these windy conditions wasn't the best option. She said, oh, I'll show you.
Yeah,
I'll go get on the field and throw another one. And look at this as she runs through. Beautiful scoop. Great right to left. Hit her player exactly where she needed to.
And I'll even do it into the wind. So Waikato here, With under 3 minutes to play. Look to strike back. Get a bit of consolation in this game. Still yet to come away with a win, this Waikato team. But no doubt will take away a lot of experience, a lot of learnings from this Nationals tournament. For most of these girls, it will be their first year playing, and it's only the start of their pathway to higher honours in the sport. 15th final here. Good long ball out, that's intercepted. See some wheels by number 14, Taira Wetere, who'll streak down the field.
And that was a great touchdown. Great work to put herself in a position to take the intercept. And she showed more toe than a jandal. Aroha mai one, I was been saving that one.
Been waiting for the classic B-man one-liners to come out. And there you go, whānau. More toe than a jandal.
But going back to your point, before with Waikato being a young team, this is Waikato Black, which I'm guessing they have 2 teams within this grade. And so therefore, real lucky that they can give more opportunities to more kids to come play at this National Touch Tournament. As competitive as some provinces are, obviously there are some other values that are important to sports and also to touch. One being wānau, family, community, and the other one being fun and enjoyment, which is definitely important for the kids.
Absolutely. The lessons and values they'll take away from this tournament aren't just on the field, but also off the field. And as we see, a nice little scoop play by Kyra Maui Black. Some speed to burn. Unfortunately, she couldn't link up with her link. Little fumble there in the put down. So Waikato back to it. 10 seconds to play. Hopefully they can set up for one last scoop to have the final say in this matchup. There goes the hooter. And that's time here at the 2020 Bunnings Warehouse National Touch Competition. Here's our final score. Bay of Plenty beat Waikato Black 8 points to 3.